everybody, hope everyone's had a great Friday and I guess a good week. Let's turn down the music a bit. Alright, well I'm doing pretty good today. And I haven't really had time to really think about exactly what we'll be doing, so I think I'm just gonna go through the game and work on some odds and ends. First we do need to test remote timeout and map generation. First of all, I think I'll just play the game and see what happens. Okay, so we timed out and just disconnected. Yeah, so I need to go ahead and switch that back. Alright, and then let's look at the server. So the loading period is 30 seconds. Okay, so there's no really easy way, because if I just change this number, we'll probably time out during the asset loading phase and not the map generation. So let's see. I'll just add something in here. So if server phase, I guess it'd be server loading phase, huh? Equals, okay, we'll do generate map, then max time, well, let's make it something very small. And I'll probably remove this code later after we test this. So what happened here? The client's trying to do a ready check. Okay, so we did send a timeout, but it seemed like the game didn't care. Alright, so let's see. it's the map generation and remote timeout manager. Well, first let's make sure I actually created this or instantiated this object. Yeah, so it's right there. Okay, so the loading phase. I'm trying to see the order of operations here. Okay, that's the loading phase. So the map gen phase on read save file, create map, and the server sends timeout back here. Oh, okay. So the server sent a timeout. It looks like even before the client had transitioned to the map generation. Yeah. And obviously this won't happen in the actual game because we won't have a 100th of a second timeout period. So let's just... And even if it does happen, it's not a big deal because that's why I have the local timeout, so that the client, if it gets stuck, will just cancel out of the lobby. But here we can see it actually worked. Server sent timeout, and then the map generation switched to the error phase. Okay, and that was during the read save file. Okay, so let's make it a little longer and see what happens. Okay, so that 30 second I guess is too long because we actually made it through. Let's try two. I just want to see because it canceled on the read save file, which is like the very first phase, which is a little strange, but okay. So here it canceled when we were sending the object to the server. That actually works out well because we test what happens in between us sending the object and the server getting it, and it looks like it worked perfectly. Okay, so now instead of on the generate map, let's try the same thing on the check map phase. Okay, it actually went through. So I'm gonna make it slightly shorter. Oh, that's not how you type half a second. Oh wait, I need to do 0.5. That should be about 2 frames. Oh, it still went through. Okay, let's see, did the server? No. So about all. Ready check. I guess the thing here is that it the client finishes everything it has to do in 2 frames, so maybe it would even work if I basically make this timer non-existent. Okay, so there we did get one. So we're timed out. Alright, so now everything works fine. So we can remove this code. Okay, so now we're pretty much officially done with the asset loading and map generation. Obviously, we will also have to do quite a bit more work there because we're going to have to work on things such as other scripts. Wait a sec, I forgot to do something before stream started. But yeah, because we'll need to support all kinds of different asset importing and basically everything that has to do with mods will have to go through there. So we'll be revisiting those scenes pretty frequently, I expect. Alright, so, but now, as I said, I haven't really planned what we'll work on. Okay, so I can't do that, obviously. Okay, so something is not letting me choose. Okay, so we got it. What happened here? Probably should get rid of some of this debugging. So turn start. Okay, we got the timeout. And then it went through and the game said that we lost. Okay, I should really have a better... Yeah, like... what am I trying to say? A better two-string method on the end of turn status. Where is it? Turn status? No. Okay, I guess I just skipped over this. Okay, so why is this an integer? Oh, right, because for some reason it wouldn't let us send an array of enumerations, which is a little strange. Okay, so public, I guess override, toString, string format. So for now, we'll just do state and the winning player. We can add in more information later. Okay, so let's see. I should probably just remove the timeout period or make it extremely long for now because while we're testing it's just going to get in the way. Because I can't select anything, so something's wrong there. Okay, so let's see what... Okay, so it's at the state as a tie. Alright, so let's see what that means. I'm sure some things have gotten a little messed up since we're loading things from the actual game files now and not from that test script. So the server status updater. Okay, so that just sees which players are alive or not. So what does tie mean? It means... Okay, so if they're just not two alive... Okay, so I guess this means it thinks that all players are dead right now. Oh, and I bet that's because the players have empty teams. That's probably also the reason why we couldn't select anything, because the monsters aren't assigned to a player. Okay, so... we can edit the save file to do that, to fix that, I think. Yeah, so okay, well here we already have filled out the teams. So I guess it's the file readers that don't acknowledge them. So I guess that'd be here. Setup, and yeah, setup players. So this is more like, yeah, there's what type of player it is. Okay, so let's leave this, because this script is already, or this function is already very long. Let's do that. It's fine. So set up player types, and then we'll want to have set up teams probably. And this would also only happen from a save file, so copy monsters from, oh wait, I'm just reading that. We want to copy teams from save. Okay, so save file equals file sub value. Okay, so I think these indexes are all the same. Yeah, the slot, the client, and then the save file position. Oh, this doesn't even care about the save file, but so for int I0, battle players count. So I guess first we need to check to make sure this file actually has information for every player. So battle players, I guess we don't need to do this in this for loop. So if battle players count does not equal file players length, then we want to throw a new map, generate an exception. File does not contain information for all player teams. I guess for all players is fine. And this would really only happen if somebody tries to edit their save file. Was it save player? Save player equals file players I. Okay, and this has a team, right? First I want to make sure, where do we, like it even has a username. But I think the lobby actually reads all these, doesn't it? Oh, okay, so we're creating it from the log. That's fine. Oh, so the lobby doesn't set that from? Let's look here. I'm pretty sure that when you read a file, it's supposed to create the slots from the save file. Okay, but I forgot to put the username in here, I guess. So the username equals player.username, and then enforce username is true. Okay, so now I need to make sure that I have the username in here. And then of course we'll need to like throw an error if there's no slot for the host player, which would be a little strange. In fact, oh well, no, I don't need to write that here because we haven't even made the actual lobby yet. I'll just do a little note. Be sure that the host player is accounted for. And warn before kicking anyone. So, how about before we go any further, let me just run the game and make sure everything still works fine with that edit. Oh, actually it won't because the save file has no username in it. But I guess it does actually still let me get through. Okay, so server validation, connection status. So it connected the editor. So where do I set the lobby parameters? Right here. Okay, it didn't disconnect me. Alright, that's not gonna take me where I want to go. Because right now there's... Oh, I did do this already. Username if it's AI. So how did the... Okay, so actions take an editor and none, so it just said none because it was AI. Yeah, since it's an AI, it doesn't even care that this username is null. But let me just see what happens if I do this. I have a feeling it's going to act very strange. Which is okay. Yeah, so it gives me errors because we kicked the host client, I think. Yeah, so I don't really care about that error because that will never happen in the actual game. Okay, so good. Right, so let's close some of these. Right, so what I was actually going to do here. Okay, so save player has AI script, team, and type, so we just care about the team. Battle player equals battle players I. Alright, so does it already have a team list? Oh. Okay, there's too many things open now. Okay, yeah, so it does create the list. I guess I should probably clear it just to be safe. Clear battle player team add range this will be save player team. Okay, and then I need to go through and I guess I should do this maybe before I add the range. To make sure that there's a monster for every monster in this team. And that no other player has claimed that monster. So let's go ahead and do that now. I guess I'll be good and create a hash set. Okay, so if there's an unclaimed monster, I guess that shouldn't be possible either. so yeah, we'll have to deal with that as well. Okay, so this will be claimed monsters. Okay, so for int, we really need to keep track of the index for each int. Monster ID in save player team. So first we need to make sure that some monster exists for this. So battle monsters count. Oh, let's do it this way. So if monster ID is greater than or equal to battle monsters count, or monster ID is less than 0, then basically that's an invalid monster ID. Save file contains save file player blah claims invalid monster ID. This monster ID on team. Okay, that works fine. And then I need to do a string format. And then if claimed monsters contains monster ID. Then we'll want to throw another error. Save file player 0 claims taken monster ID on team. Alright, so if we get this far, then we'd add this monster ID to the claimed monster. Okay, well, I guess there's no really reason to add range there since we're already looping through everything. Battle player team add monster ID. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I can test here? I don't think I need to actually look at the monster itself. Alright, and so now I do need to loop through all the monsters in the battle and make sure that each has been claimed, which basically means they all have to be in this hash set. So for each, alright, for int I equals 0, less than battle monsters count. So if claimed monsters contains I equals false. Okay, I was hoping I still had the exception in here. Okay, so monster ID blah is not claimed by any player. Okay, so now I just need to do copy teams from save up here. And basically, yeah, we don't have to call or do anything to the teams if we're generating a new game, because the players would need to go through to the team building phase, which we're not even looking at this point. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so I have Monster 0, which is this one, and the AI player has Monster 1, which is the one that's higher up. Okay, another thing I just noticed is we don't check to see which players are actually alive. Which we need to loop through. So I'll go ahead and add another script for that. So private void figure alive for players. Monster ID. Oh, wait. I guess we should do it this way. For int I 0 I less than battle players count. So start players. Do I need to? Okay, so I also do need to add the team to the log, which I could just do this way. So log players I equals save player team. Oops. And that's because we don't just copy the monsters from the save file here, we actually create new ones in this code, because this code's called if we have a save file or not up here. So then we copy the monsters like that, so that's fine. Okay, so player equals battle players I, and then for each int monster ID and player team, if battle monsters monster ID is alive, then player alive is true. I could break. Guess I should set it to false here. That's all we have to do. Pretty simple. Okay, so hopefully it'll let me actually select a monster now. The file does not contain information for all players. Most certainly does. There's 2 in here. Okay, so let's print out these numbers, I guess, to see where the mismatch is coming from. Battle and file. Okay, so battle players count and file players length. Okay, so battle. Oh. So there's no players, that doesn't make any sense. Shouldn't it have added things here? Maybe I forgot to add it to the list, that's probably true. I always do that. Okay, so battle, players, add P. Surprised I didn't throw an error here. Oh, but that's because the count here was 0 as well. Okay, so let's see, do I actually... Okay, I do have the monster here. Good. So now it got all the way through and won't let me select. It does not still. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, at least this time it didn't... Gave me a move action one? Oh, that's all the possible ones. Okay, at least this time it didn't say the game was over. We can find the end of turn status. Yeah, contested. I need a way to visualize the current battle. That would really help. So I think if I just make this serializable, which really shouldn't be because the game will never need to serialize it, but I have to add this so that Unity can see what's going on. Okay, so what else? Save player, monster, and field. Also the action. Okay, these are already, because they're saved. I guess also the game action should be. Okay, so now I want to just create some dummy class that will hold that information for us. Okay, I do have a debug. So, game data editor link. This will just have a public battle. Public battle log. Oh, I'm doing it outside the class, aren't I? And then the game data itself. Some of the stuff there won't show up, like the Lua functions, but okay, so we'll start. Okay, the reason it's not doing this is because I need to make this some mono behavior. Alright, it's spelled British. Okay. Let's get the game equals. What do I call this? Oh yeah, the game link. Okay, and then game. So the battle is game components get. It's a global component. Gotta get another namespace for this. Oops, what I did to do. That's not what I wanted. Is it not showing up? I thought it would be just in the game logic, but oh, it's probably global comps, but I forgot the void here. So log and data. This might throw an error because these aren't registered yet. So I guess I can just say get or register like I'm supposed to. And finally, this last one. Pop-up keeps getting in the way. Oh, game data doesn't have a create function. Okay, so it must be created right away, hopefully. Let's see. Alright, so it does create it right here. Should really just add the battle and battle log too. Probably a couple others like the lobby parameters, but okay, and so now let's just add this somewhere. Or maybe I'll just have the game link register this. So void start. I want to get my specific game object. Add component, battle, data. Wait, no, it's a game data editor link. Okay, well, no, I can't do this because it's a different namespace. Alright, so I can just create something here. Empty. Debug. Okay, so we can see the log and the battle, but not the game data yet. Probably because I didn't make it serializable. Okay, so yeah, the Lua environment and the closures won't show up, but we should be able to see these things. I'll make the prototype serializable as well. Just having that tag there doesn't cause any problems, and it lets Unity see it, so I think it will be okay. Alright, so now we can see... oh, it doesn't show the players. Oh, because I forgot to make this class serializable. I guess I should do the monster while I'm working on it. No, I think these won't show up. Not even sure if we'll keep this data structure, but okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to see. Okay, so we have the monster.